The snow descended, crystal after crystal turning into crimson upon contact with the human body. 2 feet dragged along the forest, covered with winter blanket leaving trail of blood along his path. His clothes torn at several places, his feet bare, body grazed with 100 wounds from a battlefield, and his eyes red as a beast's held rage. Rage which could never be quelled until he saved a bleeding woman on his shoulder. With each step he took, with his bare foot on the snow, the woman lost blood. And so did he. He walked for over 45 minutes in that weather until the destiny started to laugh at his misery and snow fell. Each crystal grazing his wound was like a salt pouring over his open wounds. Jungkook, a man who had known the extent of luxury, his transport only that of the luxurious cars, his steps only taken the red carpet now exchanged with the red of his own blood. He saw light. After finally bleeding out in the snow for 110 minutes, he saw lights, a whole lot of them, blue and red shining brightly in the darkness of the night. He was the criminal after all. They were here to get him while he was at his worst. A big number of FBI, SWAT, SOF, and police cars surrounded him completely. Over a total of 500 agents out there pointing their weapons at him, while who knows how many were operating from behind the screen. After decades, that was only chance to get Jungkook. Jungkook stood there despite his body being broken from every place. He stood firmly. His eyes held no fear, no reckless ideas of turning back. He was here on his own accord, to turn himself in exchange of saving this woman whose life was at 50-50 by now. This is Arnold, commander of the 1st Division Special Forces, now commencing the exchange of the deal between the criminal John Jungkook, also known as Executioner, and the law forces. A voice came from a mic, loud and clear. Arnold, now the rescue staff will be coming forward to bring the wounded John Hwayan to the hospital where her treatment will ensure her safety. Meanwhile, Captain Bidden and Captain God of SWAT will be there to handcuff the criminal John Jungkook. Arnold. Any movement of suspicion from either side will breach the deal and result in an all-out war. Now, he announced. Jungkook remained firm on his position. The snow around his feet turned crimson. Stretcher was brought forward. He finally removed wine off his shoulder and very gently placed her on it. His hand was wounded, frostbite eating the fingertips, as it hardly grazed Wine's cheek before she was taken away from him and placed into the ambulance instead. 'Jungkook was only in a torn shirt and pants, which was torn from under his ankles as well. Half of it due to the battle into the forest, half of it because he torn them himself, trying the pieces around Wine's injuries to keep her bleeding. Even his shoes too. 2 men, as announced, came from behind all armed and cuffed him up. He was almost a dream to them that they got Jungkook just like that, without even batting an eyelash. A man who had been on rampant for decades. They got him? Wine opened her eyes, squinting at the bright light. As her eyes opened, she found herself in a hospital room, attached to a life saving machine. The doctor entered, asking her question as if she could see and talk well. Doctor, you're here for 2 weeks now. It was requested of us to keep you under conscious until all the wounds on your body healed enough to not hurt anymore. It was surely not an ideal way of treating a patient, but we were ordered to do so. Doctor, I'm sure you have a lot of questions. I made the call. There is a man outside who will be coming inside and explaining everything to you. She nodded and the doctor left. Yet, upon seeing the scars, the painful memories of the night appeared before her eyes. It traumatized her enough to send tremors down her spine. She shrieked, curling a little, to stop herself from falling into panic mode. Fine, much better. Thank you for asking. I suppose there are many things you're curious about, but first, I'm Goat, captain of the team SWAT working under the FBI. He took out his ID card and showed it to Wyan. He started from getting a call by Jungkook, the most wanted criminal of the nation, on a random night demanding they save a life, and in return, he would turn himself in. He was a man they had been trying to catch for over decades. That man said he had turned himself in, given they saved the life of his wife and treat her like an ordinary citizen, never like his accomplice. She must never be disturbed, otherwise that man was definitely capable to unleash hell, even all the way from the prison. God, it's simply a miracle you two survived, but he surely is a rough man. Surviving that? He scoffed in disbelief. I guess even beasts can be controlled if in love. There was pure disbelief in his girl's eyes, so much that he wanted to scoff and throw up. 2 weeks. He had been in prison for 2 weeks. Went threw the blanket off herself and tried to get down. She stumbled and fell, and that is only when she realized how bad her injuries were. He protected her in such harsh conditions. Why? Why? Wasn't freedom the most important thing for you? Then why would you do that? And you expect me to act like nothing happened and continue living? How cruel can you be? She yelled and hit the floor again, trying to stand, and yet failed again. Vine grabbed his collar and jerked him. They took him to her. They took him. He said he's in a place where the most lethal criminals are put. A very secure dungeon. No one can break through from there. What am I going to do? The pain was too much for Ryan. The guilt, the whole information of his misery, the pain of losing her beloved. It took her a great deal of time to finally gain a control over her emotions. Wine took a seat and told them the whole story. Jungkook had taken Wine out for stargazing on a special night such as their wedding anniversary. He often went without security. He was strong enough to handle storms alone after all. Yet, along the way, wild beasts surrounded them. It was a secure area. Beasts usually lived in the far inner forest. The way to the middle and outer part of the forest was separated by an iron fence, which no wild beast could break through. No matter how strong Jungkook was, he was just one person. An area which was completely secured by iron wall for beasts and digital security for humans was breached, which shouldn't have been possible. Moreover, if it was, then why his base wasn't alerted? He had gotten shot too in his arm. If he was alone, he could escape somehow. But he had Wine with her, a woman who was not skilled in fighting at all. Yet she ran as fast as she could, in the middle of fighting, which most would be paralyzed about. She stayed in senses trying to call the base to alert them. Yet it seemed like the connection was severed. If Jungkook wasn't trained to outrun a beast, it would be the end. But thanks to his miserable childhood, he could handle one beast at a time. Handling several was straight ahead, nothing less than hell. After the battle, the severely broken and injured Jungkook torn his own clothes, tying it around Wine's wounds, wrapped his coat around her, and made her wear his shoes after he lost hers, to keep her warm one way or another. He had enough connections. He could use many of them to get them out of this situation, but no one knew why he decided to call the law forces instead. In that brutal state, he carried Wine out of the forest to the city on her shoulder, while they both bled on the snowfield and exchanged his life for her. And Zeha, even if they hit him in the depths of hell, will get him out. To be continued.